So I'm having a chat with Aaron of Mice and Men. How are you?
Doing well. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks so much. So first things first, we've been playing a new single of yours called Indigo. Tell us a little bit about the single first of all.
Yeah, so Indigo is the third single we've released off this new album that comes out on Friday. And yeah, it's a fun one. It's a little bit of a departure from what fans can normally expect from us, but it has a lot of the same sort of um flavor elements, if you will. That's it to me, it's a very sort of nostalgic song.
Hmm. Yeah, good, good. And with your new record coming out on a Friday called Tether, what can people expect to hear when they get a chance to take a listen?
Um, I think they can hear a good amount of uh elements they're familiar with, and I think there's a lot of just brand new uncharted territory for us as a band that we're sort of experimenting into with regards to like sound design and just challenging ourselves with our songwriting.
Yeah, definitely. I'm now 8 records in. How has the music progressed, and how has the songwriting and everything progressed since the start, since when you joined through until now?
um it's hard to say. I definitely think we have a more developed sense of songwriting of at least what we want to get out of songs, with regards to are they easy to follow, do they take you on a journey, um is it something where I think Rick Rubin said it and it was really smart. He said, the audience doesn't know what they want, they only know what's come before.
Mm,
So do we take those sort of familiar elements and repackage them in a way that's not just new and exciting to fans, but new and exciting to us as well? Because ultimately, we are the first fans of the band, the
mm.
people that write the music. We're the first fans of the music. So we really need to make sure that we're doing it for the fans.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about the writing side of things. How do tracks normally start off for you guys? Is it a riff, a melody, a lyric? What starts things off for you normally?
It's always music. I tend not to do lyrics or vocals till after music's done.
Mhm.
Um, because to me, music is a language in and of itself. Music by itself has such a deeply rich pool of emotional content. And so for me, writing vocals and lyrics and stuff, I try to not get in the way. like that's my challenge, is to
Mm.
not get in the way and put, you know, too much humanity in what the that doesn't sound right, but I don't want to dilute what the music is trying to say with
Yeah.
words and notes.
Yeah, that makes sense. And when it does come to the lyrics side of things, how easy do you find it to add the lyrics you've got to the music that's been created?
Um, I think because I have a hand in creating the music of it, and doing the mixing and mastering and stuff, it's um I think an easier process now because I'm able to be more in tune with everything as we're working through it rather than sort of having to compartmentalize.
Mm.
Um, but that's taken 8 albums plus all of the other music I've worked on outside of a mice, so um yeah, it takes a lot of time, but I think if you work really hard at anything that you're passionate about, you'll develop those skills.
Yeah, most definitely. And when it comes to the lyrics, do you have a book of lyrics or a list of lyrics that you want to use? And is there any that come to mind that you really want to use in your music going forwards at some point in the future?
Um, no, if I write, it tends to be, to me, songwriting is just poetry to music. And if there isn't music, then it's just poetry, and those things are kind of, at least to me, separate. Um, and I don't do too much of that. Every now and again I'll have like an interesting thought or a line that just feels like it was beamed down into my head from the beyond, and I'll
Mm.
jot that down. But for the most part, I don't write lyrics until the music, like the song, is there. Because then I'm trying to extrapolate from the music what the English language would be associated with whatever the music is trying to tell you. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And you get to play these tracks live in a couple of days. You're in
yeah,
Canada and across the states. Then you're coming over here for the end of the year. Bet you can't wait to be on the road again.
yeah, I'm just enjoying the last few days of home before we hit it hard. But no, I'm excited to to get back out and to have, live music is a sort of shared experience between performer and the audience, and I'm really excited to have that again. It's been several years, so it's very soul filling.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. And over here, you've got smaller venues on your tour this time.
Yeah.
How are you catering your sets to the smaller, more intimate shows rather than the big crowds?
So there's a lot of new stuff because we really want to showcase the new album, but there's also a lot of I think it's a perfect marriage of the classics and new. It's about 50-50, playing 13 or 14 songs, like half new, half old. So, and it's raw, it's intimate. We're not bringing a lot of production. We're not bringing a crazy light show. We're not bringing anything to distract you from the music, and just sort of that shared experience of us. We're going to all sing these songs together. That's always the way I've looked at it, is like, for me, touring and playing shows is, it's not like we're doing this thing and you're going to watch us. It's like, no, we're all going to enjoy this moment together. We're all going to sing these songs. We're all going to be performing. We're on stage, but the performance is the entire venue. It's
Yeah.
everybody having that shared experience. So
And is the
I'm
feeling
very stoked for that.
yeah, is the feeling different then when you're doing a smaller crowd set like you're going to do over here rather than the big stages that you've done before?
Um, no, not necessarily. If any, the feeling is the same. If anything, the audio's tighter.
Yeah.
It's less boomy and more controllable in a smaller environment. But
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
I think the feeling of sharing the magic of live music with another human being who's also having a moment,
Mm.
I think that's yeah, it's like the closest thing to magic we get
Yeah,
in
definitely.
tangible form.
Yeah, definitely. And that takes you to the end of this year. So what is 2024 going to hold for you guys? What's the plan?
More touring, more music. Yeah, just more of the same. I think getting back to touring, we never stopped making music. We
Mm.
stopped touring for a little bit, but given the pandemic and everything else, but we never stopped making music. So there's already a new Dropbox
Hmm.
for this year with new ideas and new creativity. So yeah, so when we're not playing shows, we'll be keeping busy.
Do you know what direction you want to take the next phase, the next musical phase of Mice is going to be?
Um, no, and it's funny because we don't really ever talk about it. It just sort of, we start working on material and we use each other as barometers for excitement.
Mm.
Is the term that I say a lot, but it's we all get together, we collaboratively start working on things, and you can visibly see, because a lot of what we do over Zoom, and you can see when everybody sort of lights up over an idea, and that's what we chase, because ultimately we have to be the first fans of the music. So
Mm.
whatever makes us go, ooh, what's that? Let's go that way, and we take the little wagon that way for as far as it goes, and then sometimes it's a dead end, or sometimes you follow it all the way down and that's the song, so you just never know.
Yeah. And you must have written more music than what made it onto the latest record. What happens to those now? Do you consider them again for the future, or do you bin them off and start again?
Sometimes songs will get completed, usually by the last probably quarter of the album making process. We know what we're focusing on, and so that's what we want to work on.
Hmm.
um every now and again, songs are strong enough that they end up coming back around, and maybe they just didn't seem right for the track listing the last go around, but they were developed and loved enough of an idea, to be seen through. um but no, a lot of times, we're a band that always searches for A plus, and I say searching because a lot of times songwriting feels like searching. You try something and, oh, that doesn't work, okay, so let's go back in the bag and grab something else. Oh, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's kind of like looking for keys to open a door. You have a key ring with 1,000 keys on it, and you're just kind of going through different ones to see what fits. So to me, it's sort of a treasure hunt in that way. But um it's that's the exciting part too, right? Is just the search for it. But
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know.
absolutely.
It's we don't really ever discuss too much about what's going to happen. We sort of let that be the thing about it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Aaron, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for spinning the songs and for showing the band love.